The Bunker Project is brought to you by Wix.com, the easiest place to create a website online.
For free. Oh. Hey, Andrew.
Yeah.
What show is it?
It's Bunker Show 121.
Yeah.
We missed the
All right.
first part of the intro music because you muted the
Oh, shit.
intro
Oh,
music.
damn it.
But,
I hate when we fucking swear at the beginning of
This
the
show is going to be all about podcasting, 101 and stuff like that, because we had this guest coming, Scott Patton, who is the Dean of Blogonomics, the Professor of Podology, Master of the Unweb, or whatever.
And he's awesome at not turning up at shows, too.
Yeah. It's been since the very beginning, since episode 1, he was going to come to the show. And I've got this Facebook message, this long thread of messages where it's like, oh, I'm in Vernon. Oh, I'm in Whistler. Oh, I'm in Puerto Vallarta. Unless you want to do the show there, then I can't make it. And then he said, today he's coming. And he actually was coming, and he got hit by a car on the way here.
No.
Yeah, he's okay, but his car is not okay, apparently. A three-car accident. So next time, or next year, or 2 years from now, maybe. Yeah.
Just rushing to the show. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little nervous because if he turns up,
What's going to happen?
there might be a thermonuclear explosion at the bunker. We don't know what happened. Took the whole of Vancouver off the map.
Well, he didn't have to be here for there to be a riot.
Theoretically, aren't we in a bunker? We should be safe.
Yeah, that's true.
Except if you blow up inside the bunker.
Yeah.
The whole of Vancouver's taken out except for a podcast and 15 people.
We come out a few
They're being
hours later and
questioned.
go, whoa, what happened?
Whoa, serious riots.
So we
Sadly, you
decided
wouldn't notice anything probably.
we decided to still do a podcasting episode. We'll talk about the ins and outs of podcasting. We've got a couple podcasters in the hangout.
Yep. You know the most important thing about a podcast?
Nope.
Turning up for the show. That's all I'm going to say.
You got to show up. You got to show
Oh,
up.
he's going to hate this show. All right.
I'm sure his face is turning red now after that.
But hey, we got some voicemail feedback too. Norm called back, and he actually paid $5 this week.
To leave the voicemail feedback.
And
it's our new scam. It's
he's
awesome.
got his brand new shiny Maven certificate today. He's now officially the Shy Maven.
Nice.
Yeah.
We
So
did it
I'll
with a
play
special
his
pink
feedback,
overlay.
and then we'll do the roundtable introductions. And what we'll do this time?
Do we have a gay Maven yet? Obviously, But
The movie,
do we do
the movie Maven?
No, he's the movie Maven. But is there a flaming gay Maven? That would be awesome. We should go to Daily Stream.
We need Josh Reimer for that.
Yeah,
Well, he'd be the YouTube Maven.
Oh,
I've got someone perfect for you.
use the mic. Can we have my... Oh, okay, yeah. Or Josh Raymer.
No shouting,
not
Eric.
Josh Raymer, but I have someone a bit more dramatic
Oh.
that I'll talk with and try to get him here. He's
Bitchin'.
gonna love the bunker with the special chains and the loving and whatever.
Oh, yeah, we need a dominatrix.
Okay. So we got some. We
Back
got
to
some.
podcasting.
We got some voicemail feedback from Norm. So I'll play it now, and then we'll do the roundtable introductions. He's got a couple questions that he's asking, and then when we do the roundtables, everybody can introduce themselves quickly and answer his 2 questions quickly. Otherwise, we'll be doing the roundtable all night again. All right. So here's Norm's voicemail feedback.
Norm, the Shy Maven, Richmond. Just came back from Las Vegas the other day ahead of the CES conference. Had a quick question. I'm kind of a social media neophyte. Some friends really want me to be more active in Facebook. Is it a good idea, or is it something to be cautious of? And one other quick question: Mac or PC? Thanks, guys. Bye.
All right.
Oh, shit, I missed that. Can you play that again? Oh, never mind. I heard it earlier in the week. I was so excited because, I get the email. I don't get any emails, and I got this one email. And it's this blue icon-y stuff, and it's looked really official, and it says, oh, congratulations, you got a new message. Oh, cool. And I play it. It's for the Bunker Show. It was awesome. It's this guy. And then Andrew calls me, hey, You never guess. We got the. Yeah, I listened to it, man. It was like,
We got $5.
yeah.
All right, so let's start over there at Paul.
Yeah. So what's the answer, Paul?
Irish, English.
The answer to
Australian.
The answer to the question is
Facebook?
more beer.
So your name, Twitter if you've got one, and your answer to should Norm be more active on Facebook and PC or Mac?
Okay, so I'm Paul, the leisure maven. I think I'm nosy.
Is that because of the suit?
Yeah, that sounds good.
I thought he was the British maven.
Well, I'm going with the leisure maven, okay? Because in England we do bugger all most of the time. So there you go. And I'm at Nosy Paul, NOZIPAUL on my Twitter, and I've got 40 Twitterers followers, and I'd like to find a few more.
Oh, well, let's do a big
Come on,
shout out.
Bonnie can lend him
Everybody-
some.
Yeah.
Okay,
we'll
Bonnie's
help
actually following me.
I'll give
Thank
you a
Bonnie.
bucket.
Appreciate,
I'll give you a
appreciate
bucket's
that.
worth.
I'm not on Facebook, so I'm very cautious about it.
That's why
And-
you don't have any Twitter followers.
Oh, well, there
If
you
you're
go.
not on Facebook, what that's the secret formula.
All the Twitter users, they use Facebook as a reference check.
Yeah, well,
Or
And
G+.
some of them actually demand your password before they friend you.
Yeah. Or your bank account information is another good one.
Yeah,
oh,
that's
enough
what
of
I
that.
do. Absolutely.
And I am a Mac user who is of the opinion now that the difference between Mac and PC is increasingly limited because of the amount of times I have to update and buy new programs and all the rest of it. It used to be buy a Mac, you're great, it's all sorted. Now you have to update and update.
So you're saying Mac sucks?
I would never say that about Mac, but I'm getting kind of fed up with it. Anyway, next guy, next Maven. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, Randall Orser at Number Crunchers. Facebook, yeah, I mean, I think it's worth getting on for sure. I mean, you can have some fun with it. If you've got a business, do your fan page. But I'm really more onto Twitter than anything, I think, than Facebook. And definitely Mac. I mean, I do accounting, but I still run my practice on Macs. I just have a Windows server to do the accounting and the Windows tax stuff.
work.
Cool. Satomi.
Hi, I'm Satomi Hirano, and I do two things. My livelihood is I help people reduce their number one expense, which is taxes. But I also have a passion for art, so I came here to learn how to do podcasts, and my website is Talk Art to Me. And so to answer those two questions, one, to use Facebook. Well, I'm not that familiar with Facebook, so I really can't say too much about that. But I do use PC and Mac, and I love Mac as in the beginning, and I love it because they don't get viruses or whatever. But PC, I guess because if you're do accounting or any of the administrative things, PC is better.
All right. And we got the
that's
car
it.
maven in the house.
Hello. Is this working? Hello?
Oh, wait a minute. We didn't get Randall's PC or Mac question.
Yeah, I said Mac.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And he does accounting on a Mac.
Yeah.
Right.
And you actually really don't need a PC anymore for business because you can run Word, all of that stuff on a Mac.
Word,
Well,
man.
yes,
Word
you do
in
have
the
the
hood.
parallels.
Word.
Yeah, you got the parallel.
Actually, that in East LA,
You don't
that's
even
the
need
whole thing. You
parallels,
go
but-
down, you carry Microsoft box, you go Word, dude, and you don't get mugged.
No. From today onward, you go to the cloud, baby.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
to the cloud.
No, that's Vancouver.
Google Docs, man.
Wait for
What are you
your
doing in
turn.
Vancouver, man? I'm hanging out in the cloud, man.
That's
Hanging
all the
out in
hash
It's
cloud.
awesome here.
Okay, back to Ian.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Ian.
Ian.
Sorry.
I'm here behind the pillar here. I guess I'm the car person in the room.
No. I want a definition. Are you a car maven or a transportation maven?
I help people with all modes of transportation, but generally cars and motorcycles all have been asked to
Also,
help with.
SpaceX transportation?
Oh,
stuff like that?
No.
Ian, what was your new great expression? He's ass clown. Yeah. The ass clown,
Yeah,
man.
there's
No,
definitely some
I think
interesting
the Ask
people
Clown
out there.
Maven's on the other side of me.
Oh, ouch.
Twitter is love buying cars. So if you're interested on Twitter, I have, several thousand followers, but I'm not as active as I could be. And
But
I
you're
am on
LinkedIn,
Facebook.
man. You're LinkedIn.
I am on Facebook. I just reached 2,500 LinkedIn followers.
Nice.
But I met a guy in India that's 39,000, so that's my new target. He's maxed out, so he can't export anymore, which I
Yep.
didn't know you could do. So that's
but
kind of interesting.
All his connections from India is
Probably,
yeah.
yeah.
so-
Yeah, but that's okay.
1.4 billion Indians.
I can go with more people.
That's
a
a
little
little
town
town
he
he
lives
lives in.
And what else?
doing with the
PC or
Samos
Mac. I've used both. I started with a PC in 1980. I have multiple Macintoshes, but I use PCs on a daily basis, and I have one Parallels, which runs fine. I think both have their pros and cons, but I think from a hardware perspective, controlling the hardware and the software is an advantage. But it's not for everybody, so it depends on what you like.
Okay.
Okay, Margaret, the BC Insurance Gal Maven. And, okay, Facebook. It depends on what you want to use it for. Don't put anything on Facebook that you wouldn't share with people in real life. If you just do that and keep it real, you can have a lot of fun. PC or Mac. I started out using Macs, actually, and been using PCs now for the past few years. I mean, 6 to 1, half a dozen of the other. It depends on what's important to you, what you're going to be doing with it. Also, too, what's your price for getting in? Because you can buy more PC than you can Mac for the same money.
And hello everyone, this is Arik Sternberg again. Yes, from the Holy Land.
Oh,
Not
yeah. Holy
Southern
cow.
Europe, but the Holy Land.
Yeah, it's California. Awesome.
Close.
Yeah.
We have a few representatives there as well, of course. And I really don't care about either using Macs or PCs or being on Facebook or not, because all of them are just tools, baby. They are
Tools,
all
baby.
tools, and it's all going to the cloud, as we said. But if we are talking about a brand new year, so first of all, Happy New Year, everyone. Hope you'll do a lot of entrepreneurial shit, finally.
I like that one.
Are you calling us entrepreneurs?
Oh, even better.
No. I just wanted to add, I'm just celebrating these very weeks 5 years of work with the greatest company ever, which is Wixcom. 5 years. Started with 16 people in the company, and now we are 400 people working for it. 28 million users, 28 million people creating their own website themselves. Wixcom, baby, go for it.
I know, it's one of the most amazing pizza franchise growths I've ever seen. It's, wow.
Yeah, I use
Give me a
WordPress,
Wix.
but thanks for the T-shirt. Appreciate it.
Wix Slice.
Wix has an app store now. We can get into that later.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. It's very, very cool. A big Bonnie.
At Bonnie Sainsbury on Twitter. Have a follower or two.
Yeah, how many, buddy?
You got like 15 or 16, I hear.
I have just a hair under 1K. The big
Oh, yeah.
100,000.
Hey, you know,
It's
if
100K.
you
It's
haven't
not
been
1K, it's 10,000.
Sorry, 100K. Yeah.
if you haven't been like culling the herd and getting rid of all your
Oh, she
your,
culls.
No,
she
I
culls,
cull.
baby.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
does it daily.
yeah.
You'd be well over 100 by now.
Oh, yeah.
Her
She
computer
culls like
has
they
these
do in Victoria
special
with the rabbits.
buckets on the side because when she culls, there's so
Yeah, I
much
know.
Twitter
Just-
blood.
there's
Oh, yeah.
blood everywhere.
No, it's
Yeah, if Bonnie
There's a grated floor in her.
didn't care about the quality of her followers, she
she's
would
the Dexter of Twitter. I
Yeah.
she
tell
would
you.
have gone way over 100,000 by now.
You think Game
How
of
do you
Thrones...
monitor 100,000 people? I've
Oh.
got 4 kids. That's hard enough.
What, 100,000?
She's a sexy chick. What
I
can
use
I say?
lists. I
Some
use
expertise.
lists, and I'm
Spend a lot of time.
multi-dexterous.
Oh, yeah.
Multi-dexterous.
I was going to say something else, but close enough.
Okay.
Ooh, LinkedIn just passed 200 million.
Yeah, the sexy bald
LinkedIn.
guy next to me stole my iCloud, my Cloud Thunder, because truly, I don't care what it is. It's whatever it's going to be. I'm going to the cloud, so
Maybe he should just get an Android tablet.
No, he should get a Chromebook.
Chromebook.
Booyah!
Absolutely. See, and do we care?
No.
Because it doesn't really want to run an operating system. Yeah, I'm a cloud baby.
Well, you
Cloud
can tell
baby.
who the
Was
experts
there any
are.
other question? Oh,
You can
Facebook.
tell who the experts are.
Don't get me started on digital
We're still on
sharecropping.
PC and Mac.
I will.
Digital sharecropping. So if you're going to put crap out on social marketing, you have to control it. So that lets out Twitter and Facebook and all those other things. So the people that are telling you, you can make millions of dollars on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, maybe you can, but in the end, all of your content is being controlled by somebody else, which is digital sharecropping, which I have been saying for a long time is very, very bad. So you need a blog of your own, you need a website of your own, you need something that you can control.
Your own home on the web.
Your own app. Thank you
Little
very
bit
much
of-
for that.
Yeah, what's it?
Home on the web.
Oh, thank you, Ken.
So,
Where the bits and
Somebody
the
had to do
bytes
it.
play.
yeah. Should you be on Facebook? Of course, we're all on Facebook.
Absolutely.
If but just think about if Facebook yanked your
Chain.
account tomorrow, what would the
you be?
repercussions of that be?
Well, you
And
probably
it-
have about 3 or 4 more hours of time during the day.
Yes.
As long as they buy me drinks first, they can yank my account anytime they want.
Oh, you're so easy, Randall.
Well, actually, it's very funny. There was this.
And cheap.
It was a funny graphic going around.
Wish
and it
my
said,
girlfriends were as cheap as you.
how to, oh, how to make $1 million on Facebook, or how to make more money on Facebook. And it says basically, get rid of your Facebook account and get to work. And unfortunately, it's very true.
Okay, but that applies to Twitter, LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Any of them. I did a free talk about social media channels to a group. So I went out there and I looked at what was out there, and you would have no time to even breathe. You couldn't eat, you couldn't sleep, you couldn't do anything else if all you did was minimum amount on, and I considered them to be real social media channels, not wacko things that have been in there for 15 minutes. But
Has anybody,
6 months.
Has anybody ever read Scott Stratton, Unmarketing?
oh, I love him.
Oh, yeah.
I love
mean,
him.
his book, I mean, he basically says, don't do them all because who the fuck has the time?
Yeah.
He says, pick one and dominate it.
Yep.
So pick Twitter, pick LinkedIn, pick Facebook,
I think
pick
I'll
one
pick
of them
Facebook.
and,
Google
and
Plus.
dominate it.
Google
Or Google
Plus.
Plus.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I'll
but
stick
how
with
do you
Google Plus.
dominate Twitter or Facebook?
Yes,
I mean,
there is going to
it's
be some
impossible.
severe domination coming from this room. And
Oh,
Google Plus.
yeah, dominatrix.
Yeah, promises.
All right,
You
all
just
right,
got to
all right,
become
all
a dominatrix, that's all.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
But
All
I
right,
think like what
so, yeah.
Bonnie's saying
If-
too about the web, like your website has to be kind of like your home, your base that you get everybody to go to from all the
Yeah.
other
So you're sending the link.
Yeah, you set up a
juice back
Wix
to your-
website and you just send everybody there,
Oh,
or
righty.
a WordPress website.
That's
if you
right.
have to.
I have my Wix website.
All right, moving on to the rock
I
god.
love the evil laugh.
Okay, I'm Paul the Rock God. Twitter, I'm at Paul the Rock God. I'm an international karaoke rock star, and I'm just here learning about social media. And questions, Facebook. Actually just got on in the last week, but I'm scared of...
Hang on. We'll just back it up there. Cowboy.
Just this
hey.
week?
Yeah, thank
Yes.
you, Ken.
Just this week?
Well, I thought I'd better get on, push them over 1 billion
You've been
users.
coming here for months under false pretenses.
You only have to look at the shirts, see how
You
fashionable
call
it is.
yourself a karaoke god and you don't have a Facebook
No, I have my
account? It's
own
like
website, rockgod.ca, as Bonnie was just
Yeah,
saying.
that's true. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You brand
GeoCities
yourself.
site. It was a
You do
GeoCities
have
site.
you do have
Brand
a footprint.
yourself.
Yeah. Tell you what, you got to switch that over to a Wix site right away because our sponsors here. That's
Don't
why
you
I'm
have
saying.
any respect for your website? Come on.
No, trust me, his website is.
We'll give you a T-shirt if
It's
you do
unique.
it. Extra small. We've got some extra small T-shirts, so it'll fit your. You know.
But anyways, I did just join Facebook this week, but I have no followers or anything on Facebook because I'm afraid of contacting all my ex-girlfriends from high school. Whether they
Oh, you totally want to cut? Are you kidding? You should just. You want to connect with them, and then you go into their photo section. It's like, thank God I didn't marry her. It's like, oh my God, what a bitch. Then it's awesome. You feel a lot better.
Oh, you probably
you
have a
can say,
few
"Oh my
friends in
God."
this room you could add.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, you were.
okay.
Well, hey,
I
that's,
don't know.
Find all the old girlfriends and see which ones didn't age well.
Well, that's what I
we'll
was
all
trying to
friend
find,
up
but-
with you, man. On
Okay.
Facebook. Let's
That's
do it.
so harsh.
And Mac or PC? I'm actually a PC guy. I don't know. I grew
Politically
up.
correct.
Actually, I'm an Apple II Plus guy, but I don't know. They kind of don't sell those anymore, so I had to go with PC. So I can type 70 words a minute. So I like to
On your phone?
on the PC. So
Oh.
I like PC. I guess you could do it on Mac too, but
Yeah, you can do that on both.
Keyboards are
Anyways.
the same.
that's it for me.
Oh, one. No, go ahead.
Okay. Hey, everyone. Obviously, I'm new here. I'm Adam Stanger. And
Sorry, Adam, but we're always like this.
Okay. No, that's fine, yeah.
Oh, no, we're not apologizing for it either.
No, we're usually worse.
Just softening you up.
Yeah.
It's a 12-step program.
Oh, don't. Okay.
To get in.
Yeah.
Well, I'm interested in podcasting. I've recently undergone a sort of career change. I've had my own landscaping company for quite a few years, and since this off season, I've decided to give it up. I sold out to my partner, and now I've started up my own sort of internet business company in the off season, and I'm doing fairly well.
Man, what you should have done, you should have started a landscaping podcast. That would have been awesome.
I didn't think about that, but
Yeah, you
I
could
want
follow.
distance
Go back
myself
to
as much as
your
possible
go back
from
to your
it.
partner and say, look, for $1,200 a month, I'll do a podcast about landscaping. I know everything you do. It'll be awesome. He said, okay, that sounds like a good deal.
I have thought about that.
Yeah, go for it, man. Yeah.
Social media again.
Oh yeah, babe.
I'm
So
so
take
even for my company, the landscaping company, I was always doing the marketing. So I'm a big sort of Facebook.
Hey, what's to
marketing
know?
guy.
Dig a hole, stick a tree
So
in it.
what I'm gonna say is about the
Oh, okay, sorry.
about the
Yeah.
Facebook thing though is a lot of people that are totally confused, which maybe this guy here that was calling in was. It's not a toy. Facebook is a tool. It's just for marketing. That's all you should be using it for. If you're using it for anything else, you're wasting your time.
Thank you.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
I don't think he's not
My
in
dream has been
business.
shattered.
He's just speaking from personal.
Yeah.
I
You
believe
should take
he's
a,
he's a Facebook user, not a
So,
marketer.
so does that mean I can't post those pictures of those kitties?
No more
anymore?
pussycats.
I don't know. Like for
more
instance, for me, like I have 2 Facebook accounts. One's for my new company and one's for myself. And I probably spend about 8 hours a day using Facebook. And
Holy smokes.
Jeez.
none,
Whoa.
absolutely none of that is for my personal account. It's all for the company.
Well,
Oh, we got a new guy
Hey,
here.
we got a new dude
I like
just
having,
walked
I don't know,
in.
I'm going to say I like having. I think it's important to have the mix because you have to also be real person. You can't just be push market. You have to also be authentic and let people know you a bit
It is,
as well.
it is true. I try and be that sort of personality
Now I
because I have
forgot the
about 10
question I
different
wanted to
pages for different games that I focus on.
Speak into the microphone.
So I am that guy on those sites. I'm trying to be that as much as possible. Some of the sites, though, like one of my sites, the Cityville site, has over 300,000 followers. So it's a little bit hard to be that guy for them.
Whoa.
Yeah, now I remember. Yeah.
But I mean, you do it to a certain
question
extent,
about-
do it as much as you can.
I
And at
see.
some point, you got to fold the cards and say, okay, you know what, I can't do it anymore. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
answer 50 questions a day. about a game.
300,000 followers.
Yeah.
You should take a leaf out of Sitami's book and call yourself "Talk Dirt to Me." You know. There you go.
Yeah.
Whoa, that'd get 300,000 followers.
But okay, and so the Facebook thing, I sort of, use it for a tool, nothing more. I mean, other than that, it's a waste of time. The Mac PC, definitely PC, definitely. I've had a Mac before. I've had multiple PCs. They both work exactly the same. I don't know. I think people buy a Mac and they get, and they just feel that they need to say it's better because they spent 3 times as much. I mean, if you want to look cool, get a Mac. If you want to bootstrap, get a PC.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, my question is that, because a lot of my
opinionated.
friends
He
are
can stay.
artists, and then also a lot of my clients were architects and interior designers, and they all have Macs. And that's why I kind of wondered why, is it more creative?
For the
Is
artist
that why
community, it's all Mac.
they go for Macs?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
programs.
That's
for
the perception,
Marketing,
yes.
baby.
That's the
It's
perception.
marketing.
The
baby.
artistic programs to begin with were much better for the Mac than they were on the PC.
I see.
And
Okay.
sound-
And then
These
you
days,
moved
they
over.
change. Yeah, I think
Sound
that's- I
people
think
use a
that's
lot of
changed
Macs
Oh,
too.
You just need the right tool for the job. If you can get by with the PC, which 99% of people probably can, do it.
Yeah, but I just want to add that in order to get the same hardware to match the hardware of a Mac, you're going to be approaching the price of a Mac as well. So, but a lot of people don't. Hardware cost is Ian's right. Hardware cost is hardware cost, but not everybody needs to have that level of hardware.
It costs money. If you want something so fine, it's cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so now we got the gaming maven. He's going to introduce himself and answer those 2 questions.
Oh, I guess it is me. James Carg at twisted_magic MAJIC because I put the J in magic. What were we talking about again? Oh, Facebook. Yeah, I think if you're not having fun with Facebook, then you shouldn't be on it. I don't think it is just for business, because if you push your content at me 24/7 without any sort of interesting tidbits,
Yeah,
I'm
gonna
gonna throw you off the boat as soon as possible. It doesn't matter how many people you have. Mac versus PC, I believe it's whatever you believe you need. If you're going to be developing apps for an iPhone, you do need a Mac, plain and simple. So, yeah. And if you're going to be on Twitter, don't worry about the amount of Twitter followers. It's about you putting out good content and not necessarily how many people follow you. As soon as you start number chasing, you're going to end up being a dork. So,
I see. I'm already a dork, so I'm ahead of you.
Them's fighting words.
Wow.
Them fighting words.
But I mean,
that when there's two tables between them as well.
yeah, but I don't. When I mean number chasing, I mean
No, I
not
know what
you.
you mean.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about like
crap
people. I'm talking about people that try
How
to
fast
buy
can I back
followers.
down?
No,
or
I
any of that
understand.
stuff. Yeah.
And I'll take you out in the alley after. Beat the crap out of you.
My money's
be
on
afraid.
Bonnie.
Be very afraid.
All right.
Pictures on
All right,
Twitter.
let's
He's been fighting since the beginning, though. I wouldn't worry.
let's jump over to Ken in the Hangout. Ken.
Oh, hello there, Ken McGrath here, and as you can see, that's my Twitter right there at Ken AMCG, and oh yeah, by the way, my website's right here. You can just look right up there.
Hey, how come the last half of your Twitter handle is my name?
Because I stole it. No, it's
All
my
right.
name.
A McG, man, that's me.
A McG?
Andrew McGivern.
A McG.
yeah.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, yeah, there you go. As for the computer, I started on a Commodore 64.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah.
And
Commodore
went to an
64.
Amiga,
Wow.
Spectrum.
then went PC with
Atari.
a 286,
You just dated yourself.
and then stayed with PC for a long time. But at work, I use a Mac for sound and a PC. There's a Mac and a PC in the room, so I use both. But at home, I'm using PC.
Cool.
And the social of choice is Google Plus. I don't see any reason to go anywhere else at this point.
Yeah.
Google Plus is Google.
I like Google Plus.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I still have the Facebook accounts and the Twitter accounts, and they're really nice to play with. And that
yeah,
stuff.
Facebook
But-
I think is like friends and family, and Google Plus
Sure,
is like
sure.
connecting on niche topics. I think that's
Yes,
the key
absolutely.
difference.
Oh no,
and I think I'm just going to get rid of all my
Twitter's
Facebook
has
friends.
its definite uses as well.
Anyone that
But for the most
doesn't
part-
know me like personally very well, I think I'm just going to cut them out.
But are there enough people on Google Plus now to connect?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
there's
there's
enough.
lots.
There's more than
20
enough.
million.
And the other thing too, I was listening to the Rise to the Top with David Siteman Garland. He had Guy Kiyosaki on, and he said that he likes Google Plus because even if there's less people on Google Plus, there's no edge rank. So if you have, if there's a billion plus people on Google Plus and there's only 250 million people on G Plus, everybody on G Plus that's following you or in your that circles you gets to see what you say, as long as they're there. But on EdgeRank, they can be sitting there. You can make a post, and maybe they won't even see it. Only 12 to 15% of your followers actually, if you have a lot of followers, are going to see what you post.
But isn't that the same situation, just a temporary situation until it also becomes too big, and then you're in the same predicament?
Exactly.
No, Twitter doesn't do that. Twitter doesn't. Twitter. You get the whole feed. Everyone. It becomes a big fire hose, though.
Once Google
But-
does get big enough, though, they will, and it'll be even harder to figure it out. At least
No, I don't think they will.
That's if you look at
They
your
won't.
whole
They
feed.
won't.
I mean,
They won't do that.
There are now groups.
EdgeRank
on
is easy to
Google
figure
Plus.
out.
There's now groups
easier
on
than
Google
Google.
Plus.
No, but I mean, like if you're
that I look at mostly, and I watch those feeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can separate
Circles.
my feeds into whatever I want.
With the circles.
yeah, it's true.
Yep. Circles and communities. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Plus, Google is much more open-minded. The people are much more open-minded anyway.
Yeah.
So can
How can you say that?
Google
That's
Plus
ridiculous.
it's the cocktail party, right? You're there.
People are way
for
more
other
connected
reasons.
as well.
Google Plus is not a cocktail party. Google Plus is a great place to get
Yeah.
information and amazing content.
Yeah, the information
A
network.
lot of the
the
stuff I post
information
on
and the
Facebook
content.
now.
And I find
Sorry,
it
Ken,
way
go ahead.
more interactive than Facebook or Twitter.
Yeah. That's right.
I mean, people talk. People
The
will,
communities
will
are
talk
awesome.
to you constantly.
Well, you're putting out a lot
Ask
of
a
stuff,
question,
though.
and you got 20 comments immediately.
Yeah, yeah. And in the communities, the way that it's designed with niche topics. It's awesome. It's perfect. It works really well.
It's amazing.
Craig.
Yeah.
From Down Under.
The Australian guy.
How's up over?
Over, yeah.
I did the most dangerous thing I could possibly do on Facebook just recently. I bought my mother an Android tablet and set it up on Facebook, and she now makes a status update, rings me, and reads it to me. And then she'll start reading me her news stream.
Wow.
Do you know what your sister said? And she's gone and gone. It's just...
We got to get her on the show, dude.
Just don't get on Facebook, my friend. If any family members are on there, run.
Yeah.
Just
well,
don't,
you know what?
Don't friend your mother.
Absolutely. Well, you know,
friend your mother.
I asked my mom and dad, like, "Are you guys on Facebook?" She said, no, they'll steal our identity and take all our money. And say, "Yeah, you're right."
Yeah.
So
Don't do that.
Well,
Yeah.
that and Words with Friends. I found out my mum's an insomniac because I get up in the morning and there's 3 o'clock in the morning and she's done Words with Friends. And there's a Facebook post. Why aren't you answering my Words with Friends?
It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Well, that's 3 o'clock in the morning Australian time, which is a decent
Time,
time
that's
here.
right.
So
It's
she's
unfortunate
obviously having an
she's
affair with a
15 pages
Canadian.
from where she'll probably walk over one day and knock. But, my house is nearly
Then show you the post.
And then show you the post, yeah. My house is nearly completely Mac because we've got what do they call it? The airport thing set up where we've got speakers out near the pool in the backyard in different rooms, and you can play whatever's on your device into whatever room you're in or out near the pool or whatever.
That's cool.
And we've got Apple TVs everywhere and that sort of stuff.
It's
great for
winter
that.
here. Do you want to stop talking about pools?
Yeah, you got a pool? I'm on the next flight to Australia.
45 degrees there.
Hey, you don't.
but it's
you
on
don't
fire
want
down there, isn't
Okay,
it?
hang on.
I think it's required by
Pools. We
law
got
to have a
pools.
pool.
It's just in the street. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. The problem with Australia, it's so hot right now, they actually had to invent another level of heat, which is purple for above 50 degrees Celsius for heat. That's
Above
crazy.
50?
It's 50 and above. Oh, we're in a purple zone right now. So take your eggs and fry them on the sidewalk. I mean, holy crap, that's
Did
crazy.
you see about the kids' school where they found 40 snakes living in the walls of a kid's nursery school, and there was another kid whose mother discovered
insulation.
Good insulation.
What an Aussie response! That's unbelievable.
tasty installation, apparently.
Yeah, there was a lady who woke up the other morning with her 2-year-old daughter had a python wrapped around its arm.
Oh, nice and warm. So cozy.
Makes me feel better about the snow here.
Okay, I'm putting out the fish. I'm
the snakes
reeling
are
back
very
in,
friendly.
reeling back into our original roundtable concept. Where about you?
Okay, so it's we're on
40 minutes
we're on
into the
me
show.
and then you. So
the show over?
all right. So I'm going to say
Thank you for coming.
I'm going
I think
to
this
say
was a little
to Norm. I'm going to say jump in with both feet in Facebook, and connect with your family and friends, high school buddies, and all that kind of stuff. And I know he's not in business, so I don't know. Maybe he has a side business, but I know that he's probably primarily doing this for personal reasons. If you have a business, go on Google Plus, go on Twitter, go start a Facebook page, and have fun with it.
Absolutely.
And PC or Mac, I'm agnostic.
No, you're not. What are you using right now? Well, tell us about your new computer.
Just got a new yoga.
Yoga. He gets a
Lenovo
yoga.
Yeah.
Isn't that the guy from Star
Windows
Wars?
8.
And when it breaks,
PC.
you can use it as a mat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear it's already got some issues.
No. It doesn't have issues. My
Not yet, anyway.
my
His peripherals have
my Ethernet thing from the source doesn't work.
His dongle sucks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess that was cheap though, too, right?
I couldn't help myself.
Could I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's a dongle?
Well, I may have. Yeah, I'm getting a new computer, but shall I get? I haven't heard good things about Windows 8.
Well, hang on.
Okay, well, let's talk about Windows 8.
Before we get into that, before we get into 8 Windows, like the rabbit hole of which system to use, it's Bobby's turn.
Oh, yeah. We got Bob to do stuff.
Finish it off, Bobby.
All right, I'm about to rant here. No, okay. What was the question?
Windows 8.
The question is, should
What's
he
your name?
The question is, how much is Windows 8 worth?
should he
Yeah, I
jump
know,
into Facebook and also should
They reduced the
PC
cost,
or
though.
Mac?
Okay. He doesn't have a Facebook account?
Yeah, he does, but he's not really active on
Okay,
it.
so what he wants to do is he wants to make a personal Facebook account, and then he wants to make a business Facebook account. If he doesn't have a business or no use for it, then don't do the business side and just use the Facebook account to connect with old friends and blah, blah, blah. And then if it's a good business idea, go and have coffee with them and do business with them. So what I love about Facebook, it's a great way to reconnect with really, really old friends, which is originally what it was designed for, is connecting school buddies and friends. It's this big, huge monster thing right now. But really, originally it was designed for connecting people. So if you want to connect with old buddies, and it's an amazing experience if you've never experienced it. Say, hey, Bob, I haven't seen you in 30 years. It's very cool, blah, 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 blah. It's so cool. That is what it is. It's an international telephone, find somebody type of device. Really, number one.
But there's a reason why we stopped connecting with those people in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, that's partially true.
They were bullies before.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm with you there, because there's some friends that I've reconnected with, and I'm like, oh, damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, there's people that you reconnect with. And you have like a couple you talk to them on their wall or message, and you're like, oh, I haven't talked to you in years, and then that's it.
But if I
they're
haven't
still
seen
your
you
Facebook friend, but you don't even see them come up on your wall. You don't interact with them.
I've been to 2 impromptu high school reunions and probably 3, well, unfortunately, funerals because I was on Facebook and was told about it.
Sorry, that's the Australian cracking up.
Wow. But it's true. I mean, I found out.
So you found death on Facebook.
Yeah, that was good.
I wouldn't find out that friends had passed away.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Actually, you know what happens when you die?
Former friends. Former friends.
Or not.
Who gets your account when you die?
Exactly.
Maybe they can
That
haunt
is a
you or
huge
something like that.
problem.
You know, maybe you'd hear that.
They'll never
one.
delete it, man. They don't,
Well,
if
now
they want to count that user.
You know what everybody
this is
needs
stuff you
to
need
do?
to include in your will now. You
Yes.
need to include all of your. You need to have an updated
Access.
list of
Well,
all
the
of your
bunker- the
online
bunker gets
accounts
mine.
and the access, so that people
Hey, does
can do this.
does Facebook write your last post?
They play taps.
You know what? This is a life event, death.
It's on your timeline.
Yeah, your last.
Checked
We're
out to
sorry. Andrew
Hades.
can't
I
come
mean,
to
that's a
Facebook
life.
right now.
That's
He
a life
just
event,
died.
isn't
And
it?
you know
There's
what?
no
They can have a
edge
lot
rank
of.
for that.
Yeah, you know, and you say, where are you now? It's like, oh, I'm in Hades.
They actually
It'd be
do.
a lot of fun.
They actually do
You can
that.
just program that. Just
Yeah,
give
there's
your
no
lawyer.
Wi-Fi there, though.
Kind of like
Went
the
up
show
north.
I went
They
to
went
hell
up
in a
north.
And people's
handbasket.
will must post once a day.
Yeah,
forever.
last will and testimony. It's like-
Mark Zuckerberg writes the last timeline post for everybody.
Sucker.
Do they
No, bitch, he's dead.
It's an algorithm.
do they also give you a score about your life?
Wouldn't it be awful if you got
Fail.
Yeah, there's an edge.
A little video they
That's
send you. How many
Yeah,
likes?
you're going to social media hell.
You get
Yeah,
a
you get to the pearly gates and there's Mark Zuckerberg
You get your
with a yes
Facebook,
or no.
tombstone.
Google ranks you. You got a
tombstone
Google
score.
rank.
Yeah. Sorry, your cloud score's not high enough. You're not coming in the pearly gates.
St. Peter looks and is like, oh, I'm sorry, your cloud score was under 30. You don't get in.
Well, if we're going to get into the after death and religion, you know, the Pope is tweeting right now in Latin.
Yeah.
What a jerk.
Who the fuck
You know,
reads that?
Apparently, Latin, it's a
apparently-
dead
and the only
language.
place-
It's
Podcast,
I'm like,
too.
He's tweeting in Latin. What?
Yeah, it's
Facebook
okay.
Translate. That's
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. Yeah, but you get some really weird translations because what you do, you take the Pope's tweet, you put it,
Put it in Google
and
Translate?
you translate it into German, and then you do German into Australian, and then Australian into American,
Australian.
and then American into Canadian, and he says, "Hey, let's go for a brew or two." So you know. it
Have
works
you
out.
seen the tweet of God or something like that? At the tweet of God. And the only he's got about 300,000 followers, I think it is. Or
Only that many? Wow, that's pretty weak. That's pretty weak, man.
But
It's only 10,000 gets
the
it.
only person he's following is Bieber.
That's funny.
So,
Yeah, what is that?
actually, when you
Yeah, but
translate it
based on recent events, that may be reasons for that.
when you translate the
He
Pope,
wasn't really smoking when we
translate
thought
the-
he was. No.
when you translate the Pope into Canadian, it is actually like "pass the pipe, please."
Ah, the peace pipe. The peace pipe. No, I'm just trying to.
Where's
be
Hitman on
apolitical.
there? Were the
All
Hitman
right.
on there?
So, what's the second half of the question?
PC or
What was
Mac?
the question?
dude?
Okay.
Mac.
The big thing that nobody's talked about is not PC or Mac. It's PC, Mac, or Linux. or
what about Unix, man?
Google
Chromebooks,
Unix.
Chromebooks.
Okay,
What about Unix?
Bob,
Well,
he's
Mac
not a
technically is
geek. He's
Unix.
just an average consumer.
I was
Pull
never
your head out
sure
of
What
your
about
ass
Unix,
and bring
man?
it down to
Linux? What are
reality.
you talking
Bob,
about?
Chromebook.
Actually, you know, he's
What
been
about,
listening to the
iPad?
show, and
And
he's
he said, like, I'm
kind
out
of making a
What
tongue-in-cheek
about DOS?
kind of joke.
Actually,
question.
Bob,
But we're going with
everybody
it.
is using
Hang on, Ken.
Linux.
Yeah, I know, because I'm
Everybody with a phone.
the
is
only
using
guy
Linux.
that got the line. Thank
Yeah.
you, Ken.
Oh.
All right. So what I'm saying is it really doesn't matter what computer system you use now because we're all moving to the cloud and we're all moving to mobile applications. So really a tablet like your Nexus 7 or your Mac whatever or your PC whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's just a tool to communicate and do what you need to do with it. Do you
It's
need
a
to...
client to the cloud.
Well, no, it's an interface to the cloud. It's
Yeah,
a big,
well, client.
yeah.
That's what that's
Okay. Oh, I am Mr. Technical Asshole. So, which I think there is another term, but I couldn't think
That's
of it
technically
right now.
correct, asshole.
Yeah, it is really a client, buddy.
Hang
Yeah.
on. Let's not go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, sorry.
So there's other assholes in the room. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's lots
says
of
the guy
assholes
with
in
a
this room.
Muppet mic. So,
Muppet
anyways,
in
you'll
his
have
face.
to go to the
I know.
Hangout show to see that joke. Anyways, I would say it's about using the tool effectively. Like when I talk photography, people say, "What's the best camera?" And the best camera is the camera that you like to hold and take pictures with.
You can afford.
That's the best camera. No,
can afford, yeah.
no. I know people that have $100,000 worth of camera equipment and can't take a great shot because they don't understand what light is. It's the same thing. I know people that have $7,000, $10,000, $12,000 worth of computer equipment and they still don't know how to use the internet as a tool. It's a state of mind.
You
It's
know what
being-
they say.
Yeah, but
being
it's the same
conscious.
guys who get those golf clubs that are like $1,000. Have no idea.
Exactly.
How to play
Get a
golf.
ping.
Yeah.
You know what they
if you get a
say.
ping
What
putter,
are you
it costs
talking
you
about? That big
$2,000.
berth, it made my drive go way
Or
farther.
those guys that get
Not
the
straighter,
cars.
just farther.
Get those cars that are like
Yeah, but we
worth
depend on those
$100,000
guys.
and they don't know how to drive them.
All right, so what? Okay, we're over.
Yeah,
to-
but try
Or
those fire
those
and ice
people that
condoms.
buy an iPad only to use it as an e-reader.
There you go. Exactly.
You know what they say.
And then
Use
they
the
can't
tool
use it
or
in the
be
sun.
the tool.
So, in closing, people are just fucking stupid.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying people are stupid. I think people
From the guy who
have
wasn't
to be
speaking into the
conscious.
microphone.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
not exactly what Jim said.
That's because he's special.
Yeah, exactly.
He's special over there.
Special in
You need
this
a mic-
kind
Angry too. Too
So
much angry birds.
you know, I think we're gonna axe the whole podcasting 101 episode, and we're gonna keep talking about social media.
Oh, this was the How to
Yeah, let's-
Podcast show. Damn.
No, let's get into podcasting.
Let's
All right,
go.
just okay.
If
Here's
this isn't 101, I don't know what
what
is.
was actually the point of the show anyway?
okay. This now is a question from a calling. Here's how to podcast.
Okay.
You buy a $50 headset with a boom mic. You plug it in. You go to a Hangout. You start a Hangout. Boom. You're finished. Done. There you go. That's how you podcast. Now, if you want to go beyond that, come down to the Bunker Show. And
That's not a
see-
podcast.
Oh, okay.
That's a
And then
web-
an
That's a Hangout.
That's a web
RSS
show.
to an-
It's a web
okay,
show.
Okay, so an
There's no
RSS
RSS feed, so it's not a podcast.
But Bob, don't you have a magical way to turn that Google Plus Hangout that's put
Into a
onto
podcast.
YouTube into a podcast?
Yes, you can. You can.
Yeah, you
but
just strip
I'm
the
just trying to
audio
get people. The thing about podcasting is, regardless if it's technically a podcast or not, it's just creating content about a specific subject that you're passionate about. That is what podcasting is, right? Whether it's an
Yes.
RSS feed or not. What you got to do is, can you sustain 20, 30, 40 shows on that particular subject when you podcast, regardless if you're using YouTube or a big setup or a small setup?
It doesn't
That-
matter. It doesn't matter what
yeah.
you're recording it on.
Exactly.
Yeah, you want to be everywhere though. You want to like it's
You
a good
do,
idea
you
to be
do,
on
sure.
to be on YouTube,
everywhere.
but also
But
to put it
but
on
if you don't,
to.
if you don't have the passion, like Bob's saying,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you don't have the passion of subject, forget it.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Figure
matter
out
what
if
it
you
is.
can
Content
do it
sucks.
for
The
100
equipment's
shows.
irrelevant.
Now,
Yeah,
hey,
exactly.
I want to bring up the passion thing because everybody says you need to have passion about the topic and everything, and I agree with that. But what about the entrepreneur who has a passion for the process and the passion for building businesses?
Yeah. Well, that's what he should
That-
podcast
no,
about.
but if you know if he's doing a podcast on the niche that he's particularly in right now, and he could be a serial entrepreneur, you don't really have to have passion on that particular topic,
But
you're
it has to be
passionate.
interesting, though. It has to be worth listening to. It doesn't matter if they're passionate if they're not good.
Oh, absolutely. That's the
Being
thing.
passionate makes it interesting.
But I mean, not everybody is that person who is passionate about the process, right?
And a podcast may not be for everybody, man.
Yeah, but he's passionate about ripping people off, you know. So that's easy.
Well, you're you're the Groupon. You're the Groupon guy.
Yeah.
I'll give you the bug. Hey, I've got a really good deal on sushi this week. It's really good.
But there's more to it than that. How do you get people to listen to your podcast? Because you can just
you tie them up in a back room.
That is
but you know what I'm saying? You can create great content, but you have to
that's the big problem.
disseminate your.
It's not.
Well, if you have great content and you promote it, people will
You
find
guys have got it. See that you're going down the wrong road. You either go down the wrong technical road, you get way too much equipment, and it becomes a real hassle setting up the show. Or yeah, exactly. or
like you, right? Okay.
It's all about you being passionate about it, and if you're passionate about it, you should be able to go up onto a hill with no microphones, no equipment, and yell at the top of your lungs, "I love this subject. I'm going to talk about it." Blah blah blah.
Yeah, just walk down East Hastings any night of the week. You know,
exactly.
plenty of guys doing just
or
that.
If you go to
Muhammad,
London, there's a place called Speaker's Corner.
Hyde Park.
And thank you. And you can stand on a soapbox and you can talk about anything you are passionate about. Now, there's a lot of loony subjects that are out there. But
yes,
it's
like
it's
Twitter.
about you. It's about what you're passionate about, and it basically justifies the crazy amount of attention that you're spending on a specific subject. That's all. Is justifying your existence. Like if you're totally crazy about microphones, and we had a guy come on. He did a podcast. It was just about mics. He would spend 13 or 14 hours a week doing audio tests that were.
Who's that?
We had him on. It's Dave.
Oh yeah, Dave
Chick.
From
And
the
he did this-
Inside Home Recording podcast.
He did an amazing podcast, but he spent hours and hours and hours and hours testing the mics. Not because he did it to get more clients or more people to listen to a show, because he loved testing the mic. So he could say, this
He
mic
loved hearing his
is
own voice.
Exactly.
But what's the point if you don't have anyone listen to you?
Ken,
Why
you
would
stole
you do
the
it?
words right out of my mouth.
He's got quite a few listeners, and the thing is,
but that's my point.
The thing is that his listeners are very
crazy too.
Are very fanatical audiophiles. So I mean, it's his target audience.
Absolutely.
So that's
I got
perfect.
a question about the podcasting though.
Yeah.
How long should you expect before? I mean, say you are passionate, you're
Yeah,
putting
yeah.
out consistent content.
100 shows.
100 shows before
Absolutely.
you can expect anything. Like
No.
No. The thing, I say, girls throw themselves on you. The whole thing is, if you start a podcast for that reason, your podcast has already failed.
But I mean, even if you're doing it just purely for fun, you still want to know that people are listening to you. and
Yeah,
enjoying it.
you can know exactly how many people are listening. You get
Yeah, but you see, the
stats.
thing is, I mean, that mindset is
Depends
from
how much promotion you do of it.
Depends what the podcast's about, what your goal is.
100,000 people watching a TV show, they're not as engaged as 50 people listening to your podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Those
Right.
50 people,
It's about
if you
community.
can get 50
It's
people around
quality.
the table to listen to what you're talking about, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing when people say, "Oh, well,
Especially when it's about
if you've got a few hundred people listening to your podcast, they're like, "Oh, that's nothing." But if you were to have a meetup and talk to people, 300 people every week, that's a lot of people.
That's a lot
but
of
to
people.
show up for a meetup, 100 people are actually physically making the effort. There's an investment there.
Yeah, but okay, so if you're doing a show that's an hour long and somebody, say 300, 400, 500 people every single week spend 1 hour of their day out of one day out of every
huge
week,
commitment.
That's a commitment.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. And
That's a commitment
this
of
show.
time.
I think this is a tremendous show, and I really enjoy it. It's one of the better podcasts out there, without a doubt.
That's
but
because you're
there
from
are-
England. Says the
well,
Australian.
Bob, shut up and take the compliment.
If you like random, if you like random free for all.
Is he talking about Bunker?
Yeah, I think he was actually. I was kind of confused.
Really?
Hey, what can I say? I'm on my third beer.
Yes,
Okay,
some of it. Yeah.
You don't have to say nice things.
Yeah, well,
You're already on
we'll
to the
continue
door.
putting on the show. Yes, I'm afraid we are addicts. No, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
true.
we're
It's
addicted to
all
that.
about the passion. If you are really into something and it doesn't have to have anything to do with your professional career. If you're really into shipbuilding, putting ships in a bottle, there's a huge community out there that's globally now. And that's the magic of the internet. It's not like how many people in Vancouver are into putting ships in bottles.
We're going to have 1 million people with podcasts about measuring the length of their pubes,
Well, actually, there is probably a podcast about that.
I
All I'm
wouldn't doubt
saying is that if you're passionate about it,
measuring
you
other
can
things.
super niche, or if you do huge burps, you could be really good at it. Randall. So basically, what I'm saying is, if you have a passion, you should do some sort of support for that
as
community.
an example, they talk about the 500 channel universe. Well, iTunes now has 250,000 podcasts that people are listening to.
Yep.
That's part of it though too. Like there's got to be something more than the passion as the niche gets more.
Oh yeah, no,
saturated.
I mean, there's things you can do that. Okay, the content number one has to be awesome. The content has to be good.
Yeah.
Number two, and this may even be number one, the audio quality has to be
top notch.
Has to be good because I mean, it
'Cause
doesn't
I'm not
matter
gonna
how good
listen
the content is if
to
if it's Blog Talk Radio or if it's less than AM quality, it's people aren't not going to listen in the long run. They might listen.
So hug your mics, people.
If it's difficult to listen to, you are not going to put the 1 hour effort. It's like
So test your show if you're starting a show. Test your show. Go on the SkyTrain or the bus or whatever where there's some background
if I'm
noise.
listening on transit.
Yeah.
And I can't hear and understand. I'm going to turn it off.
Yeah, it becomes annoying to listen to.
Yeah, that's great advice actually, because the amount of times I've stopped listening to podcasts because I hadn't been able to hear it over the background, even including the BBC ones.
Yep,
you know,
they have no idea.
Incredible, yeah.
And even the best content can't burn through that.
No, so number one, content is king, and I think it was the podcast Answer Man that
Very
said
close second is the sound
said
quality.
that quality, audio quality he was referring to is Queen, and he said because he's married, he knows that sometimes the Queen trumps the king.
Yeah, and then every now and again you run into a joker on your show.
So that's it. And then the other thing is networking with other podcasters. That's a big one too in your niche. And Ray Ortega with the Podcasters Roundtable did his last show was it's a Google Plus Hangout turned into a podcast, kind of like what we do, and it was about competition in your niche, and it was an awesome show.
Yeah.
And they were talking about, do you consider other podcasters in your niche as competition? And a lot of the people, a few of the people on there said yes, but most of them are like no. One of them, or two of them, the two sports podcasts.
Two of them, exactly. Yeah,
said that they are very fierce competitors.
Yeah. But everybody else they couldn't help each other enough.
Yeah, they said that by talking about each other and promoting each other, you're only promoting yourself
But
as
you
well.
see, the byproduct of that is then everybody gets more used to podcasting.
Mm-hmm.
And if word gets out that there is such a thing as podcasting, people then will look for what they want.
Oh yeah, like AM radio is terrifying.
Hey, nerds, wake up call.
Oh, here it is.
You do know that most people don't know about podcasts, and we are all living in our bubble. You know that?
No, actually, it's not true anymore. Not anymore. It's hitting a tipping point now because of the smartphone penetration. 20% of all smartphone owners have listened to a podcast.
No way.
That
is a nice number.
That is a stat, and over the next year or two, that's going to dramatically increase.
That's going to explode.
Yeah. Podcasting has 76 million active listeners now.
And you can't download free music anymore.
Yeah, or TV shows. Yeah.
Can I ask, is there a way to monetize podcasts? Like, how would you monetize?
Sure, there's a whole
$5 for every person who turns up.
You can also
squeezing us for the $5 here.
You can also charge $5 for a piece of paper with your name on it too.
Yeah, exactly. Become a maven.
Yeah, Bob was walking around with a big stick here. And where's our $5? Where's our $5?
So Bob, how are you collecting on the people with Hangouts there?
Yeah, they paid.
Oh yeah.
Do they?
Yeah. Monetizing a podcast over the next 5 years is going to be the subject of choice? How do you do it?
There's so many different ways.
And how do you do it in such a way? Because, I mean, anybody or most people that listen to podcasts, they're smart people. So this idea that you can trick them with, marketing tomfoolery isn't on it.
No, but like the best example is remember when Comcast was buying up all the cable companies down in the U.S.
Yeah.
And they were paying way more than the revenue they could possibly recoup from the monthly the monthly charge for the cable bill, because having the subscriber is worth a lot more than just the monthly bill for the cable.
That's right.
Because once you've got the subscriber, you can sell ancillary products.
Well, now G4, and within a matter of days, is going to rebrand itself as Esquire Channel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I wonder what they're going to do.
So it's going to be less about.
Magazine.
It's going to be less about. It's not going to be as about tech.
Yeah, no,
anymore.
it's not going to be as tech as it was.
Yeah, interesting.
But can you monetize similarly to how radio is monetized now?
Yes, you can. But I mean, like you can
advertising Wix.com, for example.
So there's you can get sponsors for your show like that yourself. You can join networks like Blueberry.com. Libsyn has an advertising, like it's basically a cost per whatever you call it, per listener, basically. Per 1,000 listeners. So if you have a podcast with a huge audience, you can make money that way, and it's basically the same kind of, it's like the broadcast radio model, like based on how many listeners you have. You can also do affiliate marketing.
Although the model for podcasting is being totally rewritten as we speak.
Yeah. What do you mean?
I
didn't get the memo.
Come on, big media advertising doesn't work.
No, it doesn't. No,
it doesn't work at all. No. So
it does work for the very large podcasts.
If you want to do TV and radio, that model still works. But if you want to monetize podcast, it doesn't apply anymore.
No,
simply because the mass broad appeal of television, they have to hit everybody with a giant net. But podcasting, you're podcasting to a relatively small group of people, but they're dedicated, and they will recognize a fake as soon as you start talking commercial. They're going to just tune you out.
Yeah, no, but the thing is with the like Blueberry Podcast Network and Libsyn, they have advertising deals, and instead of you going and negotiating, say, okay, say you have a small podcast with 100 listeners, or maybe another podcaster has 20, 30,000 listeners.
Yeah.
The advertiser that approaches Blueberry, or Blueberry approaches them and says, we've got 35 podcasts that are very highly targeted for your niche, and then all the people that are signed up into Blueberry's advertising thing, they'll get an email saying, okay, that are in that niche, they'll get an email saying, we've got an advertiser that's interested in this. If you're interested, reply to this email. You reply and you apply to the program, and then they put you in there, and based on your percentage of what the overall listenership is that you have, you get that percentage.
You get paid,
so it's interesting. It's a way of doing it. The other way, like
surely you've got the same opportunity that people are talking about with publishing books these days. It is the ability to market yourself as an expert in a particular field.
Yeah, that's what most people do it for. They do it for recognition and to be recognized as an expert.
Whenever I see any Twitter,
the audiobooks are now just a shade off podcasting. But yeah, you're right. They're marketing their books as audiobooks in the same way as podcasts.
Yeah, well, there's all sorts of ways to do it. I mean, let's not get into publishing right now, because that is it's a 1 hour show just there. That is amazing. You know how many books get published every day?
Go on.
75,000.
How many good books
get
published?
I've read 30,000 of those.
Yeah, 99.9% of them are absolute crap.
You know what's really
sad?
sad?
But there's a lot of good ones that get published that don't get any.
God, look at this podcast.
You know what's really sad though? Do you know how many books it takes to be
this
considered a best-selling author in Canada?
Oh, by the way, this podcast is $29.95 on Amazon.
5,000 sales.
5,000 books sold, and you're considered a best-selling author.
But you
in
could give
Canada.
away that many.
Yeah, but of the 30,000 or whatever it is that are garbage books, don't forget that 50 Shades of Grey has made huge amounts of money. And anyone who's read that, or even the first couple of pages of it, knows that's not literature.
It's garbage.
I know, but it doesn't matter,
Yeah, I read a
guys.
dictionary.
It's just an anomaly. It's just an anomaly. Out of the 700,000 books that got published last year, there's one that it just worked, and it doesn't matter.
A bunch of horny old homemakers started reading a book and made it famous. That's all.
That happened with 9.5
Well, look at
Dumber mistresses, I think.
All right.
There's a bunch of severely neglected housewives out there.
Well, okay. What about Gangnam Style?
There
we
Like,
go.
1 billion views on YouTube.
Over
it's
a
just an
billion
anomaly.
Yeah,
guys.
viral is the
Yeah.
exception, not the rule.
Yeah, but everybody looks at the exceptions and says, "Oh,
Of course.
I'm going to publish a book because I want to do the next
Hey,
Shades of Grey."
everybody wants a blockbuster, baby.
Yeah, I'm going to do a YouTube video because it's going to be just like Gangnam Style. It's like, get a life.
That's the first
That's
time
not
I've
the way it
heard
works.
Gangnam Style without everyone jumping up and down and doing the dance.
Yeah, but he did a lot of videos before that one took off, right?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. That's
Total
just like
accident.
He's been
it's
doing
just
it for
like
a
the
long
gaming
time.
industry.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, look at they made all this money with this program or this app.
A
It's not. They've done
25-year
30 or
overnight
40.
success.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I think we should wrap up the show because we're
Any last
got to be into an hour.
Any last thoughts about monetizing a podcast?
Yeah, get a sponsor. If you can't get a sponsor, use it
more.
as
Yeah, I
barter.
hear Wix- I hear
Barter
Wix
is a
is
very good
available.
way to do it. We're trying to talk into the beer company
But
giving
it's
us
like
free
saying
beers.
you've got to try to monetize a billboard.
Yeah.
Pardon?
It's not meant for
Find a
that.
sponsor, just approach them physically, or
Absolutely, it's just like
Monetize a
selling
billboard.
advertising.
That's a
It's
really
like,
good
hey,
idea.
I have a podcast. I got X amount of listeners.
Monetize a billboard.
Yeah,
there you go. That's
Hey,
better.
do you think
Yeah.
do you think if we mentioned Hans enough, we might be able to get some wings
I tried.
and things like that? Ribs?
They threw me out.
You're kidding me.
Yes, I am. But
It
that's
takes,
okay.
it
It was
takes,
a good
it
line. I
takes
used it
real
anyways.
effort to get thrown out
Bob,
of
it
Hans.
wasn't about the podcast.
I've never been thrown out of
Well, I
that.
came with a crew. So. Yeah, but setting up in the corner, we're doing some wonderful stuff. Don't worry about us. We need food, though. We need food. Get out. Get
Which
out.
Hans were you at? the gay, Czechoslovakian Hans or something like that?
Well, actually, yeah, the Hans on Davy has a lot of checks.
He said, Bob said that this chicken is not cooked.
Yeah, this chicken
And he
is
got
not
booted
cooked.
out so fast.
Was he choking on his chicken?
Oh.
All right, thanks for listening to
So
the
now
show.
for choking my chicken. What can
This
I
show
say?
was supposed to be all about podcasting 101, and we did touch on podcasting at the very end of the show after a long talk about PC or Mac. Thanks, Norm. You ruined our show.
Will the guy still be crashed next week?
We still love you, Norm. Really.
So
we
next
do.
week we're gonna have more social media talk. We might talk a little bit more about podcasting too.
Hey, let's talk
And
about podcasting.
yeah, we're gonna do podcasting, and we'll do some social media if we have.
Oh yeah, and then maybe we'll do social media resolutions for the new year.
So if you guys are interested, Norm called 1-877-636-1474.
Yes, he did.
And he got in the show. So hey, give us
And
a
he
call.
made my day.
Give us a call. Make Bob's day.
Give us a call.
Bob and I
yeah.
both get the email at the exact same time.
I know. So I read it first.
Nah, I don't think
Well,
so.
we fight over it. It's mine. It's yours. Oh no. Sound like my dog.
All right, thanks for listening, and we'll see you again next week on The Bunker Show for 122.
Okay, bye-bye. Nice. All right. Mm-hmm. Bye-bye.